You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
What up, world, man? It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5th, J5TH, 5 from the east side. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be on your side of the world, man. Shalom to you, peace and love, peace and light, peace and blessings to you. We here for another one, y'all. We here for another one. We're going to have fun with this one. Today, I got a dope topic for y'all, man. We're going to be talking about filmmaking. Yeah, we're going to be talking about filmmaking. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty of this filmmaking shit, man, because a lot of people think because they didn't shot one or two films, they got a couple shorts, they got some stuff on Tubi and all this other type of shit. Man, they out here overpricing and overcharging young trailblazers, young future directors and producers. You know what I'm saying? And not even giving them the game, but keeping the game from them. You get what I'm saying? They have a saying, the game is to be sold, not to be told, but this ain't pimping. So what are we doing, y'all? This filmmaking, come on now. So J5 gonna talk about it today, y'all. So please do not go nowhere. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. If you have any dreams of becoming a filmmaker, an actress, an actor, a producer, a screenwriter, whatever, man, something that has to do with telling your story, we gonna get it done, man. We gonna get it done, man. $1 million worth of game, free knowledge. It ain't even game because it ain't a game. You're a trailblazer and your story will be told. So if you have dreams or aspirations on doing that, man, come on now. We gonna get it cracking. All right, so don't go nowhere. We'll be back after the thing. Keep it locked. It's the Patio PolitiCz.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
We hope you stay a while. We hope you stay a while. And for those that want to make films and become a great filmmaker, you gonna stay a while. And I pray that you do, man. What up, man? It's your man, J5TH. Welcome back to the show. If you just now tuning in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe and show your riders some love, man. Not some. Show me all the love, man. Spread the word. Pass it on. Even if you're not a filmmaker or have desires to become a filmmaker, it may be something that you might get out of this, too. You might want to write songs, whatever the case. Poetry. You might want to design your own clothes, make T-shirts, whatever the case may be. I pray that you get something out of this. I pray that you get something out of this. And you will if you stay a while. But you got to stay. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. But we're talking about filmmaking. Filmmaking. How to make your own films. What to do if you stuck. Man, first of all, independent filmmaking is the new thing, right? Those that have been paying attention to Hollywood for the past 20 plus years, right? A lot of shit has been getting watered down. If you look at all the great shows, they've been canceled. Now they bringing back these shows on these streaming platforms, Netflix, Tubi, Paramount, Stars. They're bringing back all these shows, nostalgia, right? Because they know we love nostalgia. And that brings us to great memories. If you got a story that you want to tell it. Tell it unapologetically. No pun intended. But tell it. Tell it. No filters. No restrictions. No rules. Tell your story, how you can tell it. That's one of the benefits and freedoms of the time we in now. You know, with portals like Film Hub, DistroKid, and different outlets, man, you're able to get your story out, get your creativity out there, you know. And even if it's not for the people, it's for yourself. And what people don't understand about young filmmakers, that independent filmmakers are the truth tellers. You get what I'm saying? They the truth tellers, the trailblazers, the raw and uncut, gritty storytellers. Like what I like to call it is street prophets of cinema. That's what independent filmmakers are. Man, do your story and do your film. Don't let nobody hold you back. If you have a story that you want to write, man, that's how it starts first, is writing something down. Write it down. Write down. If you don't know where to start with the idea and the concept of your story. What type of story you want to tell, what type of movie you want to tell. And do not think that your idea is far-fetched or, man, nah, that sounds too stupid. Man, do not shortchange yourself. That's the enemy trying to feed that bullshit in your mind, because he knows if this story gets out, what it can do. It can empower others to tell their truth, their story. They allow their imagination to run free. All right? Look at the Avengers, right? Look at Avatar. Look at Aliens. Look at Predators. Look at look at Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on, man. Look at Star Wars, Star Trek. All this shit came from someone's imagination. Allow your imagination to run free, man. When you're an independent filmmaker, we don't wait for the green light. We are the green light. We don't wait for the green light to get a project or to do it. We are the green light. You got to understand that and go, man, just boom, do that shit. Do that shit to the greatest of your ability. As you become an independent filmmaker or a writer, it starts with faith, not funds. That's what it starts with. Faith. Faith, believing in things unseen. You got to have faith, man. You got to have faith in yourself. Even if it's just a mustard seed of faith, you got to have faith and believe in what it is that you want to do. And that believe and have faith that you can obtain it and accomplish it. Attain it and accomplish it. You can. All things are possible. Philippians 4:13. All things are possible through he who believes. You get what I'm saying? You gotta really, really, really push yourself, man, to believing in yourself and write it down. The first thing people see when they watch these movies is like, damn, nah, I can't do that because it's gonna cost too much money to do that. How do you know? How do you know? God may put you in position of when you write the story, he might send an angel. That's what you call people who wanna budget your film or pay for your project with no strings attached. Trust me, they're out there. I know. They are. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to ours. Shout out to mine. But they are out there. They are out there. And they'll come out of nowhere and say, hey, I believe in that project. That sounds like a great idea. Here's this. Here's that. Here's that. So you can't count yourself out thinking funds over faith. You got to think faith over funds. That's one thing as an independent filmmaker you have to start with, you know, once you get the story. That's why I started it off with saying whatever it is in your mind, write it down. A lot of people are lazy, man. We be lazy sometimes. We don't be wanting to write shit down. We be saying, nah. We be checking ourselves out before it's like, nah. Nah. You got to write that shit out. Write all your ideas out. Type it out. Text it out on your phone. It's so easy now to get your ideas out because we have so many things around us to be able to get our ideas out, to be able to get them to be manifested into the universe and the heaven. You get what I'm saying? It's out there. Because guess what? In independent filmmaking, if you wait for permission, it'll never be done. It'll never be done. So again, you can't wait for the green light. That's the permission. You can't wait for the green light. You have to be the green light. You gotta go. 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 Those are the first few steps. Write out your idea. Don't think your story is far-fetched and all that, or it's crazy or it's wild. Nah, write it out first. Write out every last idea, characters, and you'll notice once you start doing that the first few days, you're gonna get addicted to it. You want to lay a brick every day towards your story. Once you get the story, then everything else you can touch up and do the fine tunes on it, do your rewrites, your first draft, second draft. You can do all that after the full story is wrote. But I'm telling you, once you write it out all the way, watch the feeling it gives you, just a sense of accomplishment. You're going to be so grateful and thankful, man, that you took the shot on yourself, gambled on yourself, had faith and did it, because that's the first step, right? Now, once you do that and you obtain that level of faith, even if it's just a mustard seed, right? You may be sitting back saying, but damn, okay, I got the script, I got the story, I got the faith, but I don't have the resources. Once you get them first two things, if your faith is real, trust me when I tell you, if your faith is real, then boom. You ain't got the soldiers and resources to help, man, Yahweh's gonna supply you with all that. But you gotta get it done first. You gotta get the first two steps, story first and faith. Everything else, I'm guaranteeing you, trust my word when I tell you, it's going to follow. It's going to follow. People will start hitting you up out of nowhere and saying, hey, man, I'm whoop-de-wop. You'll run into people at the grocery store. You never know. And they want to help you out with something. Or they like, oh, you might run into somebody that may do boom, that does sound design or sound for film. You might run into a cameraman or a director of photography in a line somewhere at a Walmart or a Costco's or something like that, or at a restaurant. And y'all just might be vibing over drinks on talking about sports, and then, hey, what you do? Oh, I write stories. I shoot films. I'm a cinematographer, or I'm a director of photography. I'm a camera op. That's how, and you looking like, damn. See, from what that mustard seed does is it throws it out there to the universe where you start to attract people that are like-minded like you. And if you're a great person, that's going to be even better, because you are what you attract. You're going to attract great people who's not about the funds, but that are about the faith as well. You get what I'm saying? And people think nifty and super duper tight equipment and all this shit, like, they think that makes the film. It doesn't, man. The story makes the film. Your story makes the film. And this ties back to the first thing I said, dude. You got to write it out. Write your ideas out, no matter how crazy. And, man, allow your imagination to run wild. That paper is your canvas. That's your land to create whatever world, that's your planet to create whatever world that you want on it. You get what I'm saying? That's the beauties of it, man. That's the beauty of it. It's your canvas to paint away. So don't be thinking like, oh, man, I got to have this type of equipment. Okay, I got the resources, but this and that. Like, nah. The resources are going to come to you once you got faith in your story. And it ain't about the equipment, though. It's about the story that you create. And that's why I said, once you get it out first, then you do your fine tunes after. Filmmaking. Don't wait for permission. Do that shit. Write. Don't wait. Don't allow, man. You don't need permission from nobody to write. Just write it and do your thing. We're going to break this shit all the way down to the compound. So make sure y'all don't go nowhere. Shout out to the sponsors. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I told y'all, this ain't only for the people who doing film. Whatever you want to do in life, write it out. It don't have to be a story for a film. Sidebar, it could be for whatever it is that you have dreams of doing or that you may want to accomplish. Write it out and then have faith and watch the resources come to you. I'm guaranteeing it. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back in the tick on the Patio PolitiCz. Yeah.
I say love is a reflection of the soul. Love is rare. It's like an unconditional bond between two people in the pursuit to build something, and share unlimited happiness.
Now, if the opportunity to be in love and be love is there, take it, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Once you got that shit, real love, genuine from the soul, it's the greatest feeling in the world, man.
Love is real and it's raw and it's like naked. You know what I mean? Like, you're not afraid of being seen. And like that love, it's like, you don't see with these eyes. Like, you feel it right here, and it goes beyond that.
This is your moment. So if anything or anybody trying to get in your way, no. What you have inside, people need to hear that. You have a gift, Asante. So whatever is making you feel this way, you leave that shit on the stage, and you make them feel it.
Well, just remember, the higher she builds them walls around her heart, the harder she's going to fall when you break them down. She needs healing hands right now. Strong hands that bring it back together, make it whole again. You dig?
All right, for sure. You know we can't help what we fall in love with, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Wise man once told me that when love is lost, don't look down to the ground, but look to the heavens. That's where your heart is sent to be healed.
We back.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Shout out to all my dream chasers out there. It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. We back in the patio doing what we do best, man. Knowledge and wisdom. Giving it, man. Come on now. But I need y'all to give me something, man. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a share. Share it to somebody. Again, even if they're not filmmakers, share it to somebody that got dreams of becoming something and that's not afraid to chase their dream. Please do. Please do. I got a saying for y'all. He who sees the mountain from the far is already there. It's already halfway there, right? No. He who sees the mountain from the valley is halfway there. There you go. He who sees the valley from the mountain. He who sees the mountain from the valley is halfway there, right? So what I just gave y'all halfway to the mountains. Y'all halfway, man. We in the valley right now, filmmaking and just dream chasing, but you're halfway there, especially once you write it. Once you write it, you don't understand a big chunk that it takes. A lot of times in filmmaking, what people don't understand, the hardest thing to do is to get a story. That's the hardest thing to do. That's the hardest shit to do is to get a story. You know, that's the hardest thing to do. And when you're dealing with the realm of filmmaking or even just any type of dream chasing that you do, it's you got the Triple H effect that you're going to get. Hustle, heart, and hell. We call that the Triple H effect. Hustle, heart, and hell. That's the type of shit that you're going to have to deal with and go through. You know, when you're an independent filmmaker, be prepared to wear all kind of hats, different hats. You're going to be wearing a lot of hats. And like I said, once you do them things like write your story, have faith, the resources will, man, you're going to start attracting them like a magnet. If you're going to attempt to branch out and do some recruiting of your own, man, only select people who are patient, because filming, independent filmmaking can be long, man. Them days can be long. It could be anywhere from a couple hours to all day. Literally, y'all, it could be 20 hours, sometimes 20-hour days. Now, just not back-to-back hours. There's going to be breaks in between. But when you look up, it could be an all-day film. And if you have people that you self-recruit who's not into filmmaking or don't understand that type of lifestyle or is open or sympathetic to understanding that lifestyle, man, it could be crazy. It could be crazy. So if I can give advice when you're recruiting, I'll make sure you give that disclaimer like, man, days can be long, because people will say, okay, I'll come out and help you. How long you gonna need me for? Like, what's the time looking like? How long you gonna need me to be there? You know, the favorite answers, I don't know, or just be ready to be there all day. You don't never want to be a I don't know person. So just be ready to be there all damn day. And that's just being real. But have people with you that are patient, that's understanding, that's not, not lazy. Oh man, not lazy. Because again, as an independent filmmaker, shit, you're going to be a writer, director, producer, editor, promoter, PA. You're going to be doing crafts and services. Might even be doing a boom. Gaffer. You're going to be doing everything. And that's the beauty of the world that we're in now. If you're saying, well, how can I start writing a script? Man, you can write it on a piece of paper. If you don't have, they got, not Final Cut. They have Celtics. Shout out to Celtics. That's a dope software to use. You can use it online, or you can purchase it. I believe it's for purchase now. I've been on Celtics for been knowing about Celtics for years now, since 2009. You get what I'm saying? So it's like over 10 years that I've been, been telling different people about it, and it's been helping them out. And a lot of people have been stuck on it. It's a dope writing software that provides a lot of amenities that can help, writers. If that's too difficult for you to understand, then you can also get on Microsoft Word or any kind of typing software if you just want to get the story out. And you say, well, I don't know how the format. You can Google now different scripts to see the format, how, where they write the actions of what's taking place. John came out the house and began walking down the street, and then boom, 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 boom. Then John ran into Howard, and him and Howard began a conversation. Now the conversation begins. Then John says his lines, then Howard replies, says his lines. You can look at different scripts that's going to give you the whole entire breakdown, right, of how to format your script per se. And see, that's what I mean. You're going to be a writer, you're going to be an editor, man. Woo-wee. And don't get me wrong, man. When you're surrounded by the right team and have the right people around you that really believe in you, who understand that this ain't easy. Like, everybody got to understand, because people work different. When you're doing independent films, they work different than they do. This is the actors too. They work different than they do if they were on $1 million $1 million set. You get what I'm saying? Or a $100 million budget set. Now when you paying people to do these certain jobs, they coming to work with a smile on their face, because the incentive is money. When you're a filmmaker, you have to be able to provide a positive incentive for the people that are working for you and or working with you, because it's a partnership for us to get this out. If you're not paying the actors, what is going to be your incentives for them? Are you at least giving them food, great food, gas money? Everybody's not acting for exposure no more. You get what I'm saying? Especially, again, if it isn't a Hollywood, big budget, big name project, or a major project. You get what I'm saying? Not saying yours ain't gonna be, but independent project, you gotta have a hell of a story or a hell of an incentive that people believe in. They have to buy into your, just everything. They gotta buy into your whole system. They gotta buy into your whole script and your story, and then how you move, to believe in what you're doing, to see what, what's going on. Then you may have actors that just want to be on board for their reels and all this other type of stuff. It's definitely, if I could say anything about it, like the side of it, of filmmaking, it's a warfare. Funding struggles, casting dropouts, location losses, burnouts. Teammates or people that you put on board don't want to be a part of it because life is hitting them and everything else. People cutting their back on you. Oh man, it's woo, man. But one thing about it, I want to tell y'all, the fight or whatever produces filmmakers who are built, not bought, if that makes anything. So the fight and all that, it produces filmmakers who are built, not bought. You don't want to be bought. You get what I'm saying? It can be tough, but it's worth it at the end of the tunnel, because it ties right back into leadership. You get what I'm saying? And even if you don't want to be in a role, position of leadership, you might be called to be that if you want to become an independent filmmaker or a business owner or a clothing line, clothing designer. You get what I'm saying? Whatever you aspire to be in life is going to require even the same type of tools for you to write out your ideas and your goals, and for you to have faith, and the resources going to come no matter what it may be in life. I often tell people, let me just side note, I often tell people too, if you want to have the perfect relationship, write it out. Start turn it into affirmations. But once you write it out, man, you are now manifesting what it is you truly want. And once you have that faith, man, leave it to the Most High, leave it to Yahweh. Start working and building yourself so that when Yahweh sends you who you writing about, you're more than ready and qualified to have that person. Because if God is sending them, they his first, not yours. But you got to get permission to take them, if you dig what I'm saying. It's the same thing with your calling, with filmmaking and everything. You know, your adversity that you're going through in filmmaking is just carving you out, man, and shaping and molding you out to become a legend at what you do. So don't be scared by all this other type of stuff, like the financial struggles and all that. It's going to happen because you're paying for everything yourself. These are your rules, your way, your team way, however you shape and make it. Because you want to tell the story that you wrote, how you want to tell it. Without anybody coming in and saying, nah, take this out. Or let me come have somebody else fine tune this because, and I'm going to charge you $1,000 per. No. Mm-mm. It's all worth it at the end of the day because you own your own content. Nobody controls your narrative and nobody is telling the story that you want to be told. You know? So don't go nowhere. No, don't go nowhere. We here. We here. We doing it, man. The Patio PolitiCz. You already know what it is. It's your man, J5TH. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And keep it locked, man. We'll be back after this.
I guess we gotta hold courts in the streets.
That boy. Hold courts in the street? What the fuck are you talking about? This ain't the time to move!
No loose ends, right?
So you're the predator, right up until your prey.
The council is fictitious, and any information regarding them is false.
Y'all don't understand that mercy is a weakness. And it is the exact reason why we are in this crisis today. That's why I will not show the same mercy and sympathy that my father did.
You know y'all like legends and shit, right? Like New Age Black Panthers.
Look, the council is nothing but some local killers terrorizing our streets, okay? So effective immediately is the war on this council. And we're gonna do everything in our power to keep our streets safe.
This council group stands behind every law-abiding citizen that wants change.
There are just so many people out here that have lost hope and they're looking for the answers to their problems.
And are you that answer, Councilman Gay?
No. I'm the solution. Nigga, you know you gotta do better than that. I'm from the mud just like you, just a little bit more dirty. The council ends with you.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
We back. Filmmakers, what's cracking? What's happening? It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. We here, y'all. We here. We doing our thing, man. On the patio. We talking about filmmaking. The road may not be easy, but nothing that comes easy in life is worth keeping and having, because that means that everybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Now, this brings us to the next point in filmmaking. Why, if you are dreaming or having a desire to become a filmmaker, why you want to become a filmmaker? Being a filmmaker comes with great responsibility too. It comes with influence, right? Because whatever you're putting on the screen, whatever story that's being told, people are going to remember it. So are you wanting to become a filmmaker because of clout or because of culture? You know, do you want change? Or do you want to just aid to the bullshit that's continuing to go on, the same narrative? Like, you got to ask yourself these questions like, damn, okay, I want to be a filmmaker. Why? What's your why? I often ask a lot of people who want to be filmmakers that, like, why? Why? Because independent filmmaking allows us to tell the stories that Hollywood ignores. You dig what I'm saying? That's the beauty of being an independent filmmaker. You know, when we're doing this thing and telling our stories, we're telling the stories that Hollywood ignore, the stories that they're afraid to tell. They're going to tell you about slavery, but they ain't going to really put everything in there because the type of influence that's going to bring, the type of awareness is going to bring. You get what I'm saying? And it's real. It's real. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. So you got to understand your why and the reason why you want to be a filmmaker. You know, don't chase after the algorithm over anointing. Don't chase that. Don't do that. You know, that's why I say you got to understand why you want to do it, what you want to do it for, because it has to be culture over clout the whole time. You know, we're not just filmmakers or independent filmmakers. We're historians. You know what I'm saying? We're leaders of the culture. Again, we're influencers. And you have the power to have somebody sit, and you have the power to keep their attention for 45 minutes or more if you're doing a feature film, and for 45 minutes or less if you're doing a short film. And if you're doing series and shows, you got to be able to keep people attention for an hour. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of damn, a lot of super duper power to carry. And that's why I say a lot of people don't pay attention to the level of influence that takes a toll. Like I say, you know, you got to have a hit record or a hit song that's going to last a lifetime. That's going to be a hit record that's going to last a lifetime. Meaning when people cut this song on at a party, it does something to their spirit. It does something to their mood. It does something to their vibe. That's a hit record. That song has some type of spiritual essence covering over it to make it be able to do that and shift people's atmosphere and mood like that. You get what I'm saying? And not everybody has hit records or songs that do that. It's a lot of shit playing on the radio, but a lot of people don't have a hit, a timeless hit, or a classic, a banger. You know, what's going to make your film that? You want to be able to create something that's going to outlive you and last a lifetime. That, again, when people watch it, it uplifts their mood or it makes them feel good. If it's thought provoking, it challenges their way of thinking. It challenges their insight. You get what I'm saying? You want to be able to create product like that. Or if you're like, nah, that's too deep, man. I just want to make a movie about aliens coming to kill this and that, It's still influence, you know. It's still going to be influence. And even with that, you want to have a powerful story within that. You want to. Because what's being captured on the camera today is going to breed healing, or history tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? So it's real. It's real. We have to be wary and careful of the type of things that we do, because when we create these films, you know, is it only our truth or is it the truth that's being told? And we all know the truth will set us free, the real truth. I was thinking of the scripture when I just thought about that. John 8:32. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's John 8:32, if I can remember. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's a bar. That's real. What truth are you telling? Your truth, or you're telling the truth about a story? And that's, again, the benefits of being a independent filmmaker. You tell your story how you want to tell it. And thank you, Yahweh, for the many, many platforms that are allowing us to be able to tell and share these stories. You get what I'm saying? Because you want to be able to create You want to be able to create something that's going to move people. And again, have them leaving the theater like, damn, man, that was a whoopty wop, 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 wop. If you're doing a rom-com, you want to have a rom-com funny as hell, but you want to have people looking out, reflecting on their relationships with who they in love with. That's going to make them greater. Have them thinking like, damn, that could have happened to me. That could have, You know what I'm saying? Because every film that you do, it's not going to be relatable to everybody. That's just the reality of it. Like if you do street films, everybody ain't street people. You have some blue collar people. If you do a blue collar film, everybody's not blue collar. If you do a film based on fraternities and sororities in college, everybody's not into that type of stuff. If you do a movie about gangbanging, everybody ain't into gangbanging. So, that's why they have genres. You got to ask yourself that too. Like, what genre I want to do? What type of genre I want to do, and what message do I want to come across in my filmmaking? Because again, filmmaking is a high level of influence. Again, if you can have somebody sit and keep their attention for that long, they're going to be listening, digesting everything that's being said. They're going to be listening to everything that's being said, and they're going to take it in and digest it, So what type of filmmaker you want to be, what type of genre you want to do, and what type of writing do you want to do? Because, man, shout out to my brother Kiata. He writes a lot of our films. He writes all our films. He gave me a quote, and it's something that his parents passed down. He's from Africa. Something that his parents passed down to him and his great-grandfather, because his great-grandfather was living off to, he was 100+ years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. God damn, it's something in African water, man. I got to get down there. But yeah, he had told me something that his great-grandfather had told him before he transitioned. And it was, when the griot speaks, the people remember. I don't know how to say it in his language. I ain't even going to mess myself up attempting. I'm having trouble speaking English right now. but nah, he told me that when the griot speaks, the people remember and everything. And that's the name he goes by as a writer, is the griot. He's from Johannesburg. And it's, man, when he said that to me, that's crazy. Because you got to do your research and y'all look up what a griot is. A griot is, it's a really deep, man, it's deep with what a griot is. But he told me that, and it made me just start thinking of, damn, like the type of content people put out that's musically based or whatever the case may be. But man, we are influencers. And he told me that in a conversation just when we were sitting talking, just that we have the impact to change the lives and save the lives of our people. Only we can get ourselves out of captivity. We can't depend on white people, other nationality. We can't depend on other nationalities to get us out of captivity. We have to do that. But it starts with us. And it starts by the things that we are putting into our body, into our mind, our soul, and our spirit. And that's a bar. You get what I'm saying? So, what type of films do you want to do, and what type of genre you want to do? It can get deep, man. But it doesn't have to be deep to where it's discouraging you. It can be fun. It can be fun as well, and it is fun. So don't go nowhere. All right? We're going to be back in the tick on the Patio PolitiCz. It's your man, J. Fifth.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
What up? We here, man. East the deal, East Hatton, East cracking, man. Filmmaking. Y'all already know what it is, man. We getting deep, we getting live. It's the Patio PolitiCz. It's your man, J5TH. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Help us get to that 1K. We gonna get there. We gonna make it. Adding one subscriber at a time, man. But we talking about filmmaking, independent filmmaking, the upsides, the downsides, the ins, the outs, and everything. Surround yourself around the right people. I know I was saying that earlier, right? But I'm just going to reiterate it. You have to surround yourself around a team of people who want it more than you. Now understand, if you doing all this stuff and you taking that plight and stepping forth and taking the initiative to begin the process of becoming a filmmaker, you already want it bad, especially if you done already spent your time in your days, hours out your day, on your days off, writing in and out. You done already got the script done. A+, you there. That's one of the most difficult things to do, is write a script. Now suppose, right? You like, damn, I just can't write. I don't want to be a writer. It's not in me to write and all that. Do you have an idea of a story you want told? Then if that's the case, then you can attract a writer or hire someone that you rock with to write your story, or whatever the case may be, to write your story. That's why I said, do you got an idea? There's different things. You got ways that you can write a script. You get what I'm saying? You got cheat ways and hacks to write a script. You can put an idea in something like, say, for example, a chat GPT or something like that, and then it can it can help you break it down into a script. Now, it's not going to tell the full story for you. That's your job. It can create it like that for you, and you still got to do the rest if you want to save money and say, nah, I don't trust no writer, this and that. Because, yeah, writers can be expensive. Also, too, if you have faith and you could just write out the things you want to do. I want to find a writer to get my film done. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Say if you're not writing a story, you still got to write something down. You get what I'm saying? Because that's the steps in the process of manifestation that you're going to have to take to get to that point. But you want to surround yourself around people who want it more than you, though. Because they're not going to get film fatigue, where after they bust their load and win a couple awards or get this and that and yada, 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 then they kind of just like, Because I often like to tell people, man, hustlers who want to invest, I said, man, the film game is like the dope game and the music game. It's all the same thing. It's just different genres of the hustle. But it is, though. So you want to have yourself surrounded by people who believe in the vision and the goals like you do, and who want it, and who relentlessly are going to continue to pursue it no matter what, because it's in their heart, it's in their soul, it's on them, and they want to be great and they want to be phenomenal. Now let's talk about the super, super duper benefits, though, of indie filmmaking, because of course, we all want that $1 million budget. We all want to do this and that, but that shit comes with restrictions, and they place you in a box. And then there's parameters that you got to follow. It's rules. You get what I'm saying? When you're writing this pigeonhole or stuck inside the box, then you're limited. And when people set limitations and stuff, it's not free. It's not free. And you want to be free. You want to have the freedom to be able to create how you want to create. Because when you're an independent filmmaker, you own your masters, you own your footage, you own your IP, you own everything. Ownership and legacy is key. That's the big smile. You own your masters. So you can do whatever you like with it for how long. You get what I'm saying? And nobody can tell you nothing. Because when you go into these other companies, man, they own your shit, not you. They own your shit and with your blood, sweat, and tears and your ideas, not you. So that's the major benefits of being independent, is that you have creative control and that you own your shit. You get what I'm saying? Your content is your currency and your crown. You got to protect it. You have to protect it. You have to protect it, because if you don't, man, it's, So it's so easier nowadays, man. That's why I said you have search engines like Google. Then you have AI like ChatGPT, to where, man, if you really put in the hustle, the hard work, the sleepless nights, and the grind to get the knowledge and information and do your research, and you put in that time and that work, man, you are going to win. You're going to win big. And often people are allowing AI to control them. Nah, you control the AI. You control what you search for, the search engines. Don't let it control you. You get what I'm saying? And now they got it to where it can be placed on phones. So now the benefits are, instead of you getting on Facebook for 2-3 hours, IG, TikTok, Twitter, all these different social media platforms to look at gossip, to look at nonsense. Nah, utilize that time to start creating your script, to start doing research on how to make a script, start watching movies and all that. And then, okay, as a filmmaker, what I love to tell people is, who do you want your style to be like? Who do you want your shooting style to be like? This also, too, comes from studying. It's like a basketball, football player, right? You got to watch somebody to want to pattern your game off of, or who you can imitate here and there. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody, Shalakia, somebody that you really admire, or you admire their style. Look at their interviews, watch their behind the scenes and documentaries about them to see their style of direction and their directing methods when they work with actors. Listen to what actors say about them, the type of character and person that these directors are, their level of focus. And the reason why I say it's so easy now, because the resources are unlimited, especially with YouTube. Back in the days, I believe when I first started filmmaking in 2008, about 2008. Yeah, 2008. Oh, man. YouTube wasn't what it is now. I used to have to go to Barnes and Nobles, Borders. I was catching a bus to Barnes and Nobles and Borders to be able to get, do research on how to be a director and things like that. And watching DVDs and Blu-rays and looking at BTS of directors. That's how I had to learn. But it's so easy now because you can get into classes for little or nothing, dirt nothing, or free 99, again, if you know how to work YouTube the right way. But you can get on there and learn so much to where the resources are limitless. So you're not just making a movie, you're making a movement. You're making this movement, and this movement can outlive you. You get what I'm saying? Depending on which type of movement you're making. You understand what I'm saying? So filmmaking is, how I look at it, right? The future of black cinema is not to be sold, but to be owned, right? The future of black cinema is not to be sold, but owned by our own, because only we can tell our stories the right way. Only we can tell our truth, because when we leave it to other people and place it in their hands to tell the truth, they're going to put perimeters on it and restrictions of where a lot of that truth is going to be taken out and not told because of judgment, because of flock that they may catch, or because of the level of influence or movement that they can, create from telling the truth. We already know the stories. We know how the stories go and everything. And when you're doing your own independent films, or whoever out there that's doing their own independent thing, ownership is key. You really, really want to own and maintain and keep your shit, and keep it and keep it and keep it and keep it. It is imperative that you keep it, because you don't want to create something, spend your time, your hard work, your blood, sweat, and tears on something, and you don't own the rights to it or own it at all. That can become frustrating. It can lead to depression. It can make you want to quit and give up and everything. He who owns the drums controls the rhythm of the village. And that's facts. And you want to control the rhythm of your village at all costs. Because you want that peace. You want that peace, and you can't put a price on that. So shout out to all the future filmmakers, the future designers, the future MCs, lyricists, poets, creators, content creators, podcast hosts, radio show hosts. Whatever it is you want to be in life, man, shout out to you. It starts with a vision, then you write it, and then it's that faith. Boom, having that faith. And after faith, everything else is going to follow, especially if your faith is genuine and it's real. I mean that. I'm talking to you. Get that pad, get that pen, and write your ass off until your heart is content, and don't stop. So shout out to all the future filmmakers out there. Shout out to all the real true filmmakers out there who are not overpricing people, who are not trying to pimp the art of filmmaking, who are not swaying these who are not misleading these actors and actresses, you know, getting them excited and then fucking up their whole dreams of being that because you're giving them the worst experience of their life on a film set. You know, shame on y'all clowns. But man, make sure that y'all keep that in mind, man. That you're not just making a movie, making a movement. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you check out our films. Make sure you check out our films. You know what I'm saying? They're in the ticker below. Make sure y'all check it out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe as we are on the road to 1K. Hashtag road to 1K. We're going to get there one subscriber at a time. But I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I pray and hope that you guys learned something and that you took in something. And if I didn't say too much, or you say, Fifth, you didn't talk about this or that, man, shame on me. Shame on me. I might have to do a part 2 to this because I know it's a lot that I left out, but I just wanted to be able to get the right time, and I don't want to talk y'all head off too much more than what I was doing. But I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Until the next time, man. It's a rider for life, Dad. East side.